Hey folks, Jim Leila here for Geeking Out episode 185. We're 15 episodes away, 15 weeks away from episode 200 in June or so.
Wow.
So are you ready for episode 200?
Well, there's another big event that happens for me before episode 200, but
Oh, you mean that thing that you're doing with that guy
yeah.
that doesn't like me much?
That's not true. Yeah, I know. I'm excited for episode 200. We just, you know, we're compiling ideas on how to make it really awesome for you. So
I still say we should do a musical, but
we
that's
need
a lot
somebody to
of
write
work.
some music because we don't want to just, you know, go over other music that's out there.
No, we can always do parody. But
yeah, I guess, or creative license with material that's already out there.
So, welcome to Marvelous March Week 2.
Yes!
And Week 1 of beard growth.
Yes!
So, as the fans have demanded me to grow a beard, I am growing an icky beard. I hate having facial hair. But,
this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'll look like Alan Moore by the end of it. So this week, nothing but Marvel. No tricks, no Snooki killings.
Yes, just Marvel this week.
Just Marvel this week, and I'll let you start.
Which is a shame, though, because there's a couple books that, you know, we would have reviewed this week, like Fairest,
Honey Badger
Adventures, right? Is it Honey Badger Adventures?
Honey Badger, just don't give up.
Yeah. You know, lots of other great books that came out this week. But
we'll take care of it a little later this month, probably.
Yeah. And I've been thinking we could do maybe like a couple little written reviews that we can just like throw up.
Oh, yeah,
like,
we can do that.
So we stay true to our Marvel on camera.
Yes.
But, you know, yeah. Anyway, so here we are, folks. I think this is the last part. Venom.
You'll never escape.
Venom number 14, Circle of 4 finale. Okay, so
Part 50.
Just to remind you, in last issue, our heroes were restored to life by Mephisto, whose standing is threatened by Blackheart's plan. So he helps them out, and they make their final stand, and a shocked Blackheart finds that the Venom symbiote and the Spirit of Vengeance have merged with Red Hulk. That was that last page that I was like, what? Okay, so in this issue, X-23 and Johnny work together to reverse the spread of hell, or to try and suck it back down by changing the direction that Johnny's riding the bike to keep this whole thing going. And
that sounds kind of like a Flash.
I know. Is that the Speed Force crazy? But no. And then the Venom Hulk's Spirit of Vengeance creature battles Blackheart, and they use his own...
it Bob.
Yeah, Bob. Uses his own weapon against him, and the Flash fights back the demons while Alejandra is bent on retrieving the Spirit of Vengeance at all costs. Okay, so it was okay. It was kind of a satisfying ending, if not very predictable. And I still really I dislike the art, and they changed up like the creative teams all over the place through this book, and I really disliked the art as it went on. I much preferred the style of the cover artist. See, if it was this, I would be very happy, but not the same.
Isn't it Joe Mad doing the cover?
No, it's Staples doing it, I think it is.
Staples.
Yeah. Which brings me to my point about comics in general is, why can't they just let the cover artist and the interior artist be the same?
Yeah, IDW books would look a lot better that way.
You know, or you at least know what you're getting, right?
Yep.
You're like, ooh, see that cover? That's what I want. You know what I mean? Yep. I don't know. I mean, you're hiring the artist to do all the interior pages. Is one more page that big a deal? You know, like, do the cover too. I don't know. It's a little disappointing when there's such a difference too. Like, maybe if they were similar. But, so overall, I guess this whole Circle of 4 thing was kind of fun. You know, it mostly lives in the whole Ghost Rider universe, and then we've just got some of those other Marvel characters along for the ride. But it had some fun parts. I just can't really highly recommend it overall.
Alright, next up is Avengers Prelude, and in this, which is a prelude to the new movie,
yes.
How will S.H.I.E.L.D. maintain the status quo in a world full of heroes? What exactly is the Avengers Initiative, and how will Nick Fury be able to bring together Earth's mightiest heroes?
So this is like the comic written for people who haven't seen a single Marvel movie lately, and know nothing about the Avengers.
Pretty much, yeah.
If that's you, awesome.
Basically what happens in this book is everything you've already seen at the end of all the Marvel movies.
Yes, just in case you didn't see it.
So you got Nick Fury meeting up with Iron Man, you got them finding Captain America, etc. And a bit of behind the scenes on why Nick Fury's doing what he's doing, who he's working for, etc. So it's interesting, it's just nothing we haven't seen before, so there's no point in buying the book. Because we already know what happened.
Yeah, it's not even that great of a primer, really.
No, I mean, artwork-wise, it's okay. Story-wise, meh, we've seen it.
Yeah.
There's no surprise here.
Yes.
So, honestly, I can't recommend it to anyone unless you have not seen any of the movies.
Yeah, if you've seen nothing and you're like, hey, let's go see the Avengers, that
if you've been in a coma for the last 10 years and just woke up, this is the book for you.
Yes. Yeah. All right. On to Winter Soldier, number 3. So in this one, 3 elite, well, it's sort of going backwards a bit, just in case you don't remember. 3 elite Soviet soldiers trained by Bucky Barnes in the past have been in stasis tubes for decades. But then their tubes are auctioned off on the black market, and then they're revived, and they're all given targets to assassinate. They don't really know what's going on and what time they're in and stuff like that, so they're being used in, you know, really bad ways, and Bucky is out there trying to find them. So it's revealed in this one that one of the buyers is Red Ghost, who also has a Doom bot that he managed to buy at the same time. Where do people buy these things?
Where is this auction? I want to go.
I know. Is that on eBay or what? And so, but what does he plan to do with it? And meanwhile, Lucia von Bardas is back and has returned to pit the U.S. against Latveria, of all places. And Bucky and Black
that's really going to impress Doom.
Yeah, it's going to impress Dr. Doom. And Bucky and Black Widow race to find Dr. Doom to defuse the situation. But I really liked this. As crazy as some of it sounds, I do really enjoy this book, and I do love this character. I love the Winter Soldier. I love the whole backstory. I like the intrigue. If you're a person that likes spy novels and that kind of thing, this is really up your alley. The only thing that's holding back this book for me is the art. I still don't like the art in this book. It's just my personal preference. I'm sure there's lots of people out there who think it's awesome, but for me, it's just really kind of killing it. I don't like how a lot of the characters are depicted here. I don't like the style. I don't like the coloring. There's just a lot I don't like about it. But I do like this character, and I'm glad that he's got his own book again. So, you know, there's that. I just have to keep reading it for that.
Alright, next up, Wolverine number 302. And in this one, Logan, Yukio, and Amiko invade the secret headquarters of the Hand to save the Silver Samurai. And what happens will end the Hand and Yakuza war and forever change the landscape for Wolverine in Japan.
Sounds exciting.
Not really.
No?
No. Story-wise,
I liked number 300. It was so good.
Yeah, story-wise, I had to look up a bit on backstory and everything, but story-wise, it's really cliche. It's really going nowhere. Characters, meh at best.
Like the Wolverine character or the Silver Samurai?
The Silver Samurai especially. Yeah. He is such a boring character.
Yeah.
I'm like, kill him now. But you got Mystique in here back.
Okay.
She's interesting. You got Sabretooth in there. Apparently Mystique and Sabretooth are now in a relationship.
Interesting.
Back from the dead, you know. I guess the sex is better after you've been dead. But art-wise, it's okay. Story-wise, it's pretty meh. I'm not really into it, but if you're a Wolverine fan, you're probably going to enjoy it. I just didn't really get into it as much as I could have, but it was okay. Not great.
Okay, now this was my favorite book of the week, and this is going to be kind of a bit of a long review because I'm reading number 9 of 9.
Oh boy.
So, and really, I just felt like to give you a good review, I had to do a little bit of, I had to do some backstory research. So thank you, Wikia, because I had to look it up.
Thank you, Wiki.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah. So here we are, Avengers the Childrens Crusade, number 9 of 9. All right. So previously, Magneto learned that the Young Avengers wanted to find the Scarlet Witch. Now, so if you remember all the way back in House of M, which this is a long time ago now for Marvel, that was that whole M-Day thing where she was like, no more mutants, and a bunch of mutants lost their abilities, and no new ones were being born, and this has led us to exactly where we are now. So this is years of Marvel storytelling that we're sort of going back to revisit now.
Oh boy.
Yes. So after learning that Wiccan and Speed might be reincarnations of Wanda's children, Magneto introduces himself to them as their grandfather and tries to help them find Wanda. The Avengers try to stop him, and Quicksilver tries to kill him, but they all work together in the end and travel to Latveria after finding out that the Wanda at Wundagore Mountain is not what she seems.
Dun dun dun.
Yes, I'm not going to go into details because you really all should read this. They eventually succeed and return with Wanda, and Beast asks her to reverse the No More Mutants spell of M-Day, which she's not sure that she can do. And then a battle ensues between the X-Men and the Avengers over what to do with her, and Wanda and the Young Avengers flee to Dr. Doom, of all people, who reveals the source of Wanda's new powers, only to steal them.
What a bastard.
That Doom!
What a bastard.
The Young Avengers, X-Men, and X-Factor confront the omnipotent Doom, and we learn who was responsible for the events of Avengers Disassembled and House of M all that time ago. Which, that was pretty cool. So now we get to number 9. That was prior to this.
Oh boy.
Now, in the battle with Doom, Stature saves the day, but she died in the process. Or did she? Iron Lad proposes to take her into the time stream where a doctor from the future might be able to save her, but Vision objects and a battle ensues, and Iron Lad eventually escapes to the time stream, vowing to save Stature and become something more than, greater than Kang the Conqueror, which is his destiny. Scott challenges Wanda to spend the rest of her life trying to make up for what she's done, and then departs with the rest of the X-Men, and Magneto and Quicksilver each try to urge her to come with them, but she refuses, opting to take responsibility for herself and her own life, and also to try and be there for her children. Meanwhile, the Young Avengers try to come to terms with all that's happened since they started to, this mission to find her, and Hulkling and Wiccan make a decision about their future that, wow, that was, and Cap reaches out to the team in a touching way. So, thus wrapping up the whole Young Avengers part of the story. Okay. I wish I was reading this the whole time. I know I had a couple people tell me early on, and they know who they are, and when they see this video, they'll be like, I told you so. They were like, why are you not reading that Avengers book? It's probably the best Avengers book that's being written out there right now, and after reading this and then reading the summary, I probably got to agree. But I'm going to have to pick up the hardcover next week just to make sure. They're coming out with the hardcover collected edition right next week, like after number 9 comes out. That's really quick. Soon, like that. But I really think that you guys should go out there and grab it. I mean, it has the Avengers in it, it has the X-Men in it, it has X-Force in it, it wraps up, like I said, years of Marvel storytelling, kinda, sort of. I mean, there's unresolved stuff, but I just can't believe...
gotta have the unresolved stuff.
Yeah, but I just can't believe how awesome this is, and again, that I was not reading it the whole time, and I'm disappointed with myself.
Well, as Nelson would say...
Yes, so now that I've read number 9, I'm going to go back and read everything else, and yes, I already know what happens, but I didn't tell you everything, so you should go out and read it. It is really awesome.
Alright, and a book you shouldn't read. Age of Apocalypse, number 1.
It can't be that bad.
Okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah, okay.
Lapham's story is good, as always, but where this book really suffers is the art.
Yeah.
But let's talk a bit about the story first.
Yes, let's hear the story.
So, the Amazing X-Men have lost, and the evil Weapon X is more powerful than ever. But who are these new heroes, lowly mortal men and women, who step out of the shadows? Who are the Exterminated?
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. So basically, it's a group of humans with some mutants in among them.
Huh.
Who are now fighting Wolverine, who's taken over for Apocalypse, and it's an interesting story. Lapham's writing, as always, is great. I loved him when he was doing Stray Bullets way long ago.
Yeah.
If anyone remembers that book, it would be me.
Do.
But it's a good story. It's just where this book suffers is the art. The art is abysmally bad. It just looks terrible.
Yeah.
When you look at the cover,
again,
it's like,
that, the cover versus the inside thing.
Yeah, it's like, maybe this will be interesting. Then you look at the art and you're like, well.
Yeah, not the same.
I'll read the story, but the art is just distracting me.
Yeah.
So, good job on the story, Lapham, but the art is just terrible, and I really cannot recommend it for that. So, if you want to try out this book, it's a good continuation of the Age of Apocalypse stuff, which is where I kind of left Marvel back in the 90s myself.
Yeah.
I actually quite enjoyed the Age of Apocalypse stuff, but this, not so much. I like Lapham.
It is issue number 1.
I like Lapham's story. I like Lapham's story, but I just do not like the art. The art is abysmally bad. And for any book, that's a death knell.
It kind of is, yeah.
I did not like this book at all, other than the story. And as we all both know, Lapham was a great writer, so maybe he can save this one. But if the art
maybe change.
If the art doesn't change, I'm not gonna read it anymore. So I can't recommend it. But if you're an Age of Apocalypse fan, you're probably gonna enjoy it.
The story part of it, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, but me, not so much. It was subpar. So that's it for this episode. We will see you next week.